Hi, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. It's 1:30 p.m. this Thanksgiving afternoon, actually. And today I'm driving westbound on the Route 50 coming from Lake Tahoe. And if you can look around me, there's snow all over the road. And it's a beautiful sight. But it brings up one of my things that bother me from time to time. It's pet peeves. Do you have any pet peeves? Things that bother you? Well, here, for instance, it's daytime and there's sunlight out and about, but there's snow, there's trees everywhere, and it's kind of dark. And one of my pet peeves is travelers, people in their cars, not having their headlights on. Your headlights! The headlights aren't there so you can see. The headlights are there so people can see you driving. That's one of the pet peeves that bother me. Now, it's snowing on the ground and obviously snowed in the air. It comes across another pet peeve. It's people refusing to clean the car off before they start driving. Now, you know when you have snow on the roof or snow on the hood or even on the headlights blocking them, the snow flies off when you're driving. Yeah, sure, you might not care, but it affects the drivers around you. So please clean off your car before you get on the road. And that brings up to another thing. When the road's slick, wet, icy, unknown, for instance, you're supposed to slow down. Sure, if it's a 50-mile-an-hour road, you don't have to slow down to 20 unless the road's really warranted, but at least 5 or 10 miles slower because you don't know. It's for your safety and, of course, all those around you. Now, here in the snow, regardless, the speed limit right now is 50. I'm doing 45, and I'm getting tailgated. It's crazy. And if I was doing 55, I would still be getting tailgated. People, take your life and the people's lives around you. Take it into consideration when you're on the road. You know, you have your headlights on. Clean the snow off your roof. Use your turn signals. And definitely don't tailgate. Slow down when you need to, of course, because anything can happen. And I'm on this Route 50. It's windy. It goes up and down the mountain. It winds back and forth on the different switchbacks. And it can be crazy. And sometimes you get people pulled off the side of the road, and they're not pulled over all the way. They're sticking out a little bit in the road, which causes a lot of problems. So I'm asking you not to tailgate. It's okay to, especially if it's darker, to be somewhat close to the person in front of you so you can see, but don't get in the way of their driving or become a hindrance. But it's extremely important to be careful out there. These are some of my pet peeves, and these are things that you and I can easily change. We can drive slower. Make sure you have proper inflation in your tires. Ensure you get an oil change on a regular basis. And nothing's worse than going 100 miles out of the way and not sure if there's a gas station nearby. So make sure there's gas in your tank. Make sure it's always above half if you can. And that's important. And if you're in a place like this, for instance, I didn't know it was going to snow, but if you live in a climate like this, make sure you have a snow brush in your car and maybe even a small shovel, because you never know. And I know growing up in Ohio, sometimes we'd have rock salt in our trunks, so we'd have, something to melt the snow and ice around us so we can get on and about our way. But, be careful, and do not leave your children or your pets in the car if it's too hot or too cold. We're not supposed to. They're supposed to be, the kids are obviously part of our family, but so are our pets. And we need to take care of them. So make sure they all get food and water, enough exercise, and you don't keep them cooped up too long in a hot car or a cold car. And don't forget our elderly. This is the time of year where, sure, the homeless are the homeless, but we have a lot of our elderly, and sometimes they have their own homes, but are shut-ins. They're not being checked up on a regular basis. A lot of them are not having regular meals. We hear from time to time people being forced to eat dog or cat food just because they can't afford a regular meal. Because sometimes it's between a regular meal and medications. That's a whole different story, but that's a pet peeve also. We all have parents, aunts, uncles, siblings, cousins that maybe we haven't seen in several years. Make an effort. Make an effort just to reach out, make a phone call. Text is okay, but but up there in years, make that phone call and just say, I'm thinking of you. Send a postcard. It doesn't matter, but just let someone know you're thinking of them. And if you're going on a road trip by yourself, make sure a family member, a neighbor, a friend knows where you're going to be or your proposed agenda, that they can check up on you, make sure you're saying where you're going to be. Because it's a dangerous world out there. We have people that want to do us harm, and we got stupid drivers on the road that don't really care, but just for the need for speed. In today's world, it's more important for the need for safety. You want a need for speed? There's plenty of race cars you can get involved in, rent, and be on a racetrack somewhere. But out in the real life, we need to be careful out there because all of our lives can be in danger. And a car, a truck, a snowmobile is a death trap. So we need to be cautious when we're driving those things and definitely appreciate the power behind us and appreciate God's beautiful nature and scenery He has given us. And, you're not supposed to be staring out the window when you're driving. You need to focus on the road. Anyways, those are some of my pet peeves today. Be safe out there. Well, wipe the snow off your windshield. Put your headlights on. Do not tailgate. And don't slow down too much if you don't have to. But be cautious. Have a great day. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. See you out there.